Every relationship that you have is transactional. And there comes a point in time where you are giving in so much value towards this transaction of a relationship, and any smart transaction, you wouldn't just continue to give in all of your time, energy, money, attention into a relationship that isn't giving you something back. And not to say that it should be 50-50 all the time, but if I'm 30% one day, I expect the other person to be 70% the other day. And I'm making this video because throughout my journey of self-improvement, throughout my journey of trying to become my best possible version of myself, when I was constantly entertaining vices, when I was a freshman in college, I was drinking, going to bars, clubs with people that I didn't care to be around. I was living in vanity because everything that I was doing at the time wasn't congruent and authentic to me. I didn't have any interest of drinking, of going to clubs, and I only did it because the environment I was around. You are a product of your environment. The environment I was around was normalizing that's supposed to be fun. That is what you're supposed to do, is just go out on the weekends, hit the club, spend the money you don't have on drinks that destroy your health, and just so you can have a good time that weekend and then do it all again the next. So, as you want to, because I'm making this video for people who feel lost, directionless, who are ambitious, that they want more, they feel like they have big dreams, aspirations, desires, and ambitions, yet they can't accomplish those things because harsh reality. And the only thing that I care about telling you on this channel, and the only thing I would care to hear myself, is the harsh truth. Like, it sucks. It sucks to hear, it sucks to accept, but it's what you need to do to move forward. Everything that is good for you is wrapped inside of pain. So there are relationships in your life right now that are literally just dragging you back. And it's tough because we let emotions get in the way, but you can't think that way. And it's cold-hearted, but in life, if you really want to see yourself become the best possible version of yourself, you have to be fucking cold-hearted. Like, it's brutal. And I've had to have some very tough conversations, some very tough decisions that I don't sit right with an emotional standpoint at the time, but I only do them because I know it's best for my future. But cutting off people who are very much in need of something that I was giving them, but are in a position where they're constantly dragging me down. Because, you can only lead a horse to water, but you can't get them to drink the water. And if it comes to a point where you're giving in so much value, time, energy, attention into someone, and be patient, because not to say that as soon as someone gives you a red flag, boom, cut them the fuck off. But I've had mentors in my life who've been extremely patient with me. And I think patience is something that I'm still learning to this day. But if it comes to the point where they're just constantly dragging you down and they are taking you from hitting that next step, then it is essential that you cannot let your emotions get in the way of what you need to do. You need to cut that person off. It's a lot easier said than done, but the number one thing that keeps you stuck and comfortable where you're at right now and keeps you from hitting this next goal, if you, again, are ambitious, is the fact that you're complacent with where you're at. You're not willing to take a risk, because risk involves sacrifice, and sacrifice equals pain. And this is what you need to do. Cutting off people who aren't congruent towards where you see yourself being. Because I'll tell you, I've met a lot of different people in the past couple of years, and I've formed a lot of good relationships, but it's only 2 solid people that I keep around me to this day, even after moving entire cities. I just keep my circle very tight, and you have to have a very strong discernment towards who these new people are that you're talking to, because people will some people are genuine and good people, and I respect that, but some others just want it for themselves. They are self-centered and narcissistic, and unfortunately, if you're a good person, your biggest weakness is your biggest your biggest strength is your biggest weakness. So if you're a good person, you constantly want to be a people pleaser, that's gonna come back to bite you. That's going to come back to bite you, and you're going to start to bring in relationships into your life that don't need to be there, and think that you need to put all of your time and effort towards these people, and they consume all of your mental energy. You're constantly thinking like, oh, I can't believe this person said this about me. Like, why? What do you mean we can't do this today? Like, I thought we had plans. And you will be so worked up in your head. And in a macro perspective, like, think about this from a 30,000 foot perspective on your life right now, in terms of where you're at right now and where you want to be at. Is this relationship, like, just think of yourself unbiased? Because the reason why we come to other people for advice, or the reason why we seek information from others, is because their information isn't very biased. The decisions you decide, the opinions you have are extremely biased towards, favoring yourself first, because whether you want to admit it or not, everyone thinks in a self-conscious way, and a self-centered way at the end of the day. Like, the only person you really care about is yourself. Even if it means donating to charity, it means that, you could look at it as someone who just wants to give back to others, but in return, it makes them feel good, which again is self-centered. So it's nuanced in that aspect. But the reason why you go to other people for information, advice, opinions, like you go to your friend if you are asking, like, what should I wear today? Like, what should I wear to this dinner with this girl I'm taking out, etc., is because their opinion is not biased. They're not gonna, if they're a good friend, they're not gonna hide the truth from you. They're gonna tell you straight up how it is. Like, oh, that fit's trash, like change into something else. And you can't do that to your own life. But you're so biased with your own life that you can't make the right decision. And in reality, this is the best rule of thumb. The decision you really don't want to make is probably the decision that is going to be best for you. So if there's a relationship in your life right now that is holding you back, and you're saying, let me just give it one more try, even though you've given everything you can into the value of that relationship, trying to, if they are at 20% right now and you're giving 80%, and it's been like that for months, and they continue to hold you down, then sink or swim. Like, you gotta move fucking forward. This is another way you can think about this: is a tribe is only as good as its weakest link. So if you have someone that is holding you back in the tribe is trying to just survive, do the bare minimum, but that person is saying, no, I don't feel like eating today. I don't really feel like, I don't feel like it's my day. I kind of feel like sitting at home today. Like, just bitching and complaining, letting their emotions getting in the way of the facts of, basic survival. Then that tribe will never thrive as it could, because you have someone that is holding you back. And it's a silly argument, but I'm trying to point out the reality in this video that in the grand scheme of things, 20 years from now, you look back at these people that were once holding you back, and you say, I'm glad I cut them off then and there. I'm glad that I broke that relationship then and there. Like, that was a good thing for me. And it's the harsh reality. But in order to move forward, and in order to actually see yourself become the best possible version of yourself, it requires a group around you that is striving for more and more. And again, it's transactional. If you are at 20% one day, you have someone who's giving you 80% the next day. And then, weeks go down the line, like maybe you're at 80%, you're in a good momentum right now. You're, hitting every single workout that you have, the business is doing good, and you're at 80% and your friend is at 20, you can start to uplift them as well. Like, you are a product of your environment, and that environment sets the standard for you. So if your standard is so fucking high, like, I have absolute killers in my circle, like the two guys that I surround myself with, even though it's just two, like, I pick quality over quantity in that scenario, being the people that I surround myself with. Like, those two guys are even more ambitious than I am, and it makes me realize, like, fuck, I'm not doing enough. Like, I gotta do more. I gotta do more and more and more. And they bring out the best version of me and want me and make me want to do more and more every single day. Those are the kind of people that you want to put yourself around, where you can come to them for advice. And if they need something for you, either you can be like their emotional anchor, saying like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, lock in, like, accountability wise as well. That's a transactional relationship, and that's the harsh reality. And that's the only way I see it. And that's the mindset that you need to not let emotions get in the way of the facts. The facts is that you want to be the best possible version of yourself. And if someone isn't genuinely seeing that version of you, then there's no use for it. So but I kind of just want to like spit my thoughts out for a second. I literally just use my YouTube to just talk out my thoughts and my feelings and the things that I have firm beliefs in, which is, having a solid circle around you. It's 9 a.m. right now and I'm about to get breakfast in. Got a couple calls today. I'm excited. Fucking kill the day. And I hope this video helped out. I hope you needed to hear this. I hope you actually apply this and stop letting your feelings get in the way of the facts that you need to do better, and you need to stop ignoring the obvious signs that person is holding you back. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video here. I would appreciate if you like and subscribe. I'm growing this channel up and I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.